Michigan authorities say the suspect in Thursday's synagogue attack has been identified. Police say that 41-year-old Ayman Mohammad Ghazali, a naturalized U.S. citizen originally from Lebanon, rammed a truck through the front doors of the Temple Israel in West Bloomfield. Now, officials say the vehicle is burrowed down a main hallway and the suspect exchanged gunfire with a security guard. Now, the vehicle later caught fire. The suspect was killed. The security guard was injured, but no children or staff at the temple's preschool were hurt. Joining us now is Rabbi Michael Barclay, the author and lecturer. Rabbi, what goes through your mind at a time like this? Uh, I got the notification that this was happening. I was shocked, but then again, I wasn't shocked. Looking at the nature of our society right now. But when did you hear about this attack, and what was the first thing you thought about?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you for doing everything you do, Ryan, both with this and
Thank
for
you.
everything in the world you do. The first thing
Thank
that
you.
went through my mind is everyone's safe, and thank God there were 140 children there, and no one got hurt. So that's truly a miracle, and thank God for the security forces, which our temple has. Pretty much every temple of the country keeps armed security with us at services and events. But after that, the immediate thought in my mind was the reason for this, and I think we need to get honest. We need to understand what caused this. And it's not that he was from Lebanon. It's caused by people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and these anti-Semite social influencers who have made anti-Semitism normative. We're blaming everything on the Jews. And we need to wake up and curtail that kind of behavior and that kind of talk, which has been happening in the public arena, because that's really what's leading to the attacks like this. There was an attack yesterday as well in Norway. Thank God it was stopped very early on. And we really need to kind of tone down the conversation and stop blaming the Jews for everything like Tucker and Candace and those people are.
Apparently, this location actually had an active shooter drill about 6 weeks ago, which might have prepared them for an incident like this. So it seems to me that the people in charge of security actually had adequate training to make sure this individual did not go any further than he did.
We all do. And when I say we all, I mean synagogues. Pretty much every legitimate synagogue that I know, we have armed security at every event. We have people with CCWs. Most very large synagogues have a panic button. Most congregants don't even know this, have a panic button underneath the senior rabbi's pulpit that goes immediately to the police. We've had to have that for a long time, and it's amped up in the last 2.5 years, but that's a part of our reality. I don't do an event without having armed security. There are crazies out there, and we need to stop it. We need to prevent it. So we're constantly doing drills. Our synagogue actually sponsors a class each year for people who want to get their concealed carry permits.
Yeah, that's safety is a main concern on this. What's your message to synagogues, temples around the country, even churches, the Christian faith, Catholics? What's your message to them in regards to being tolerant and being proactively ready for something like this to happen? Because everyone's going to be on heightened alert going into this weekend, services around the country.
It's funny, I actually learned this from a friend, you may know him, Pastor Rob McCoy, who's one of my neighbors. And my recommendation is actually teaching I learned from him, which is they're sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. And our obligation as spiritual leaders, our obligation as houses of worship, is to make a safe environment for people. We are the one synagogue that never closed in California during COVID. We have to keep safe environments. We need to, in every way, health-wise, which we did even though we were still gathering, security-wise, in terms of having armed security, spiritually in terms of people knowing that it's a safe place to pray, a safe place to open up your heart and your emotions. The only way we're going to get to a place of peace is by being clear in who we are and by being very, very strong in terms of these are our values and we stand for them and we will keep those values.
Rabbi, you were talking off air before we started that you have created an email that goes out to thousands of people on a daily basis. Let's talk about that real briefly and how people, perhaps if they want to receive this email, what they need to do to take that
You're
next
very
step.
kind. You're very kind. Yeah, since October 7th, I send out an email every day except for Shabbat on what's really going on in the Middle East. You can sign up for it at therabbistable.com. It's the Rabbi's Table. It's also the name of a new show and podcast that launches this week. Our first guest is actually Ambassador David Friedman, whom I think you may know, who is the former ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Israel. The idea of having a show that is dialogue, not debate, to kind of tone down the rhetoric. We can disagree without being disagreeable. And that's the Rabbi's Table we launch on Sunday for our first show.
Wonderful. Well, good luck on that. Rabbi Barkley, thank you so much for coming up on the show this morning. Thank you.